Director Steven Spielberg plus games industry mega publisher EA equals a Wii game about blocks that go boom. Boom Blox may not be the most obvious product of such a huge collaboration, but the first of 3 games influenced by the guy that directed Jaws and Indiana Jones is a great fit for the Wii controller. It's also likely to be a great fit for almost anyone who owns a Wii and can enjoy the simple pleasure of knocking things down and blowing things up. Unless you've totally murdered your inner child, you shouldn't have a problem jumping in and booming some blocks. The game, as you might have guessed, is all about blocks. The title Boom Blox gives a pretty strong indication of what you're in for, but exploding blocks are only a small part of the physics-based havoc you can create. There are different types of blocks and different ways to enjoy the game. On the solo front, you can go through sets of puzzle-like challenges themed around the game's different types of blocks. For example, green chemical blocks are harmless until 2 of them touch, so your challenge is to bring them together to blow things apart. As you figure out how the different blocks work, more stages and in-game goodies are unlocked as you go, so there's some motivation to work your way through. There's also an adventure mode, which is slightly less adventurous than it sounds. There are 4 themed areas ranging from the Wild West to a Halloween kitty motif, with multiple activities for each. These activities are a bit like mini-games, and each one has a series of stages. One jungle game has you clearing the path for a mother gorilla to get to her babies, and each successive stage gets a little harder. There are a few interesting ideas here and a few duds, like the extremely basic shooting gallery stages, but even with cute storybook-style cutscenes, the appeal here is limited. The real life of the game comes from the multiplayer modes. Boom Blox offers cooperative and competitive games for up to 4 players, but playing against other people ends up being way more fun. Some activities feel like gimmicky mini-games you may come back to every once in a while, but there are a few with the potential to hook you. Various takes on the Jenga concept are more fun and better balanced than the real deal, and a mode where you take turns trying to topple towers without setting up your opponent for the perfect shot is perfect for friendly, casual competition. Finally, there's a create-a-level mode. The amount you get out of it will totally depend on your investment, and let's be honest, most people don't have it in them to create a Rube Goldberg machine dedicated to the purpose of blowing up cute little cows, but using the Wi-Fi connection, you can send and receive levels between friends if you come up with something worthwhile. It's a simple concept, but Boom Blox definitely gets a great deal of mileage out of it. The multiplayer aspect represents almost limitless replay value, if you have the friends to enjoy it. Boom Blox controls are as intuitive as any Wii game out there. To throw an object, whether it's a bouncy rubber ball or an exploding bomb, you point, push a button, and throw. To grab a block, you point, click, and move. Moving the camera is as simple as holding the trigger on the Wii remote and moving it to adjust your angle. Like the best Wii games, the physical actions seem to line up perfectly with the motions of the Wiimote. Boom Blox gives you the feeling of physically interacting with something, and you can enjoy the basic thrill of knocking stuff down and making a mess without having to pick it up afterwards. The Wii isn't a technical powerhouse, but the game's physics are convincing and a lot of fun. It's easy enough to just toss a ball and knock something over, but how hard you throw the ball and where you hit can make all the difference if you're launching a block towards a target or trying to set off an intricate chain reaction. Whether you're mentally calculating your trajectory or just leaving it up to fate, you feel directly responsible for the results. Watching a tower of blocks teeter from one side to another will undoubtedly elicit some screams from the gallery. And when you manage to hit that sweet spot or grab the last safe block without toppling the tower, it feels pretty darn good. Boom Blox is one of those games that you need to play to appreciate. It may look simple and dull while watching video of it, but get a group of people in a room together to play, and it's a riot. Boom Blox uses a colorful, all-ages style presentation with silly laughs, animal noises, and rhyming storybook prose. It's nowhere near the bleeding edge of technology, and it's even a little weak compared to other games in the Wii. Considering the simple nature of the game, it's hard to imagine that vertex shaders or 4X anti-aliasing would add anything to it. Plus, if you're not too fond of the cute barnyard animals, you can always peg them with the bowling ball. The simple concept and limited amount of ready-made content mean Boom Blox is not suited for solo use or hardcore power players. But if you've got friends, and you've got a Wii, Boom Blox approaches Wii Sports in terms of mass appeal and playability, which for anyone who's seen Grandma Bowl is definitely saying something. If you're looking for pure and simple multiplayer fun on the Wii, it's hard to beat Boom Blox.